Yo, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I just want to say before this video starts, I did drop some merch, and I know it may be a little cringe. If you're still in high school, would not recommend wearing this out, but no one can really tell it's trading related, in my opinion. You can see these are the designs. These are what you can get. I think this is the coolest, or this is the nicest, in my opinion. This color, I love this color. And it basically, there's just a D, and then you can see like you really can't tell this is trading related. This is just the inversion / BPR model. Okay, there's a little dotted line that's sell side sweep. So again, you really can't tell it's trading related. So if you want to cop a pair, be my guest. And yeah, there's a tank top. There's a different design with a bunch of D's instead. And then there's one with like my actual @ which it doesn't matter. You don't have to support me. I don't care. But let me know if you guys buy it. Send a picture if you do. Link in description. And yeah, peace. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. If you guys want to watch my live streams every single day, just click the link in the description, the WAP link. And then if you want to buy an Apex account, I recommend buying a decent amount. They're having a 71% off sale right now. So I know they always do, and the 90% descended, but I still have to say it anyways. Well, then click the Apex link in the description, and yeah, can get pretty easily funded because they're like the cheapest company to buy with. So yeah. And then the last thing is, yeah, that's not it. I'm not a financial advisor. So yeah, let's get started. All right. So today I'm going to be talking about like the delivery from actual PD arrays. And you're probably wondering, so what does this mean? Well, there's two different forms of models I like to take. The first one is whenever we take a certain sell side. Okay. Let me try that. Okay. So whenever you take a certain sell side, you get your whatever market structure shift here, and then we go up. So this is the liquidity type. Now, I'm assuming you guys all know this, okay, but this is where we sweep liquidity and we get like a market structure shift. So right here, okay, and this is where all the Furus put the light bulb on their market maker models on Twitter. So this would be your market structure shift, and then we get the very clearly fair value gap right there. Okay, and we get the fair value gap, and then we tend to go up. Now, this is a liquidity sweep model. So the model I'm going to be talking about is when we get this not out of a liquidity sweep, but out of a bigger time frame fair value gap. So it's going to look something like this. So here's our fair value gap. Let me just draw this so you guys can clearly see this. So here's our fair value gap right here. So fair value gaps from here to here. So this is your fair value gap. Okay, so this is what I mean when I'm talking about like a delivery from a fair value gap. So we have a fair value gap here to the left. We get a model inside that fair value gap, assuming the bias is higher. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be referring to. So a couple examples. Why is this so good? Well, this is so good because there's a lot of ICT traders who they come into the market and they randomly try to short these fair value gaps. So they'll just take a random short there. But it just doesn't work sometimes. Now this one works. So what's an example of one that doesn't work? Okay, well, let's see here. This one works. Okay, but let's say right here. Perfect example. I know this isn't premium, and I know this isn't one that people would long anyways, but let's say they blindly long this thinking, okay, I know the bias is buy side, and we do end up hitting this higher here. But let's say, okay, they know the bias is buy side. And they're like, oh, well, I'm going to long this. This looks good. If the bias is bullish, then we have to bounce off of this. Well, we could, but we couldn't. And that's where I come in. That's where I don't blindly long this. I wait for a model to form inside of this. So literally all I do is I'll draw the fair value to the left. I'm not going to take a long from it blindly. I'm not just going to like, I'm not going to just buy because it's a fair value up here. I'm literally going to look for a lower time frame setup, another model, and then I'll take a buy from that. Okay. So for example, you can see when we come in to this, okay, we have a fair value gap right here. Now, this is where I tend to look for some sort of inversion model. Okay, now the first one we get, I'll show you, is this. So if I go back, okay, we see price has not yet delivered into this hourly fair value gap. But look, it does at the last minute, but here's the fair value gap. Now, if we go back to the 1 minute, price has not yet touched it. So I'm not going to put a limit order. I'm not just going to put buy limit here. I'm going to wait for a setup out of here because I know if I get a model out of here, it's likely to deliver a decent amount. Okay, so let's see when you touch it. Okay, so now we hit the zone. Now I'm gonna look for an inversion, and an inversion would be a bearish fair value gap, and for that to be broken. Okay, let's see if we get it. Okay, right there. Wait, not yet. Right there. So there, I'm like, okay, we're delivering out of a higher time frame zone. I'm gonna buy now. And this isn't necessarily, I know this is a liquidity sweep technically, like we're sweeping a bunch of liquidity, but I'm prioritizing that, okay, here is not a liquidity sweep, here's a delivery out of a higher time frame zone. Okay, in this case, a fair value gap. And then you sell wherever you want to sell. So let's say, I think we're gonna trace back to like equilibrium. Okay, so let's say we draw equilibrium right here. So let's say, okay, we're going to at least retrace back to equilibrium, which is at the 0.5. I'm going to put my sell limit there. Okay, and we hit it right there. So I'm out there. So we hit equilibrium. Okay, and let's say I took 2 contracts. Maybe I will hold a runner till there. I know it doesn't hit. This is all hindsight, I know. But I do call this in live time in my Discord every day, so it's not actually hindsight. All right, so now we're back in the zone. And at this point, I'm like, okay, we already hit the zone. We got a long setup off it. It worked and then failed. But did it really fail? No, because you're still scaling some. You should still be moving yourself to break even. Now, we come back into the zone. Now, at this point, I'm like, okay, we already bounced on this once. If we get another model out of this, maybe I'll take it. We'll see if anything looks good. So I kind of play price a little bit. See if we get any decent displacement. So far, it looks like we're chopping. Okay, I like that. I like that because that was a lot of displacement and we ran low a day. So maybe like if we inverse this, I would take that long. Okay, so there's your long right there. So I'm buying and then see if it works. The fair value gap here. This is still an inversion. This is still maybe able to average down here. And boom. So you can just see like if we get a model out of a higher time frame fair value gap, it works so much better because even though like here you kind of have a double whammy. You have a liquidity sweep here, and we're delivering out of a higher time frame PD rate. But when we are actually delivering out of the higher time frame PD rate, that makes the setup just so much better than versus if it was just a liquidity sweep. There's this 30-second model that people do in my Discord, and it's great when we sweep random lows like this. See how this is a swing low right here? If I zoom way in, it's great when we sweep swing lows, but it's better when we sweep a swing low and we're inside of a higher time frame zone. Okay, so like if I go to one more example on the 5-minute, okay, we have a fair value gap up here. And the way I trade is there's gonna be a lot of traders who are just gonna be like, okay, I'm entering this. And that's how they trade. Is this high probability? No. You want to wait for a setup from this. So if I play price, I see we just tapped the 1-minute or 5-minute fair value gap. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the 1-minute and I'm gonna look for a confirmation setup. So this could be a 2022 model. This could be an inversion. I'm going to do the inversion because that's how I trade. But you can clearly see we swept this high, also hit this 5-minute fair value gap at the same time. So now we're looking for a confirmation setup in the lower time frame because we are rejecting a higher time frame zone. So if I play price, we have a potential play here, right? So if we close beneath this, I would short that. Just close below. Yes, it does. So now the play would be, okay, that closes below. Okay, and then I'll just short to wherever, I guess right here. I already know it goes past, but besides the point. The short there, stop loss for this type of play is if we close back above. We never close back above. And then I honestly would scale here. So I'd probably scale half here if I were you, especially because we just expanded so much. And then I just hold the rest still down at this low here. Okay. I know it already hits because this is hindsight, and obviously I'm saw this already today. Okay, and if you have a problem with this being hindsight, well then join my Discord because I call this stuff out live time every single day. So I don't really know what to tell you, but this clearly works. And this would have been a scale spot. You can kind of see it's disrespected a little bit, but is it really disrespected? No, because there's actually 2 fair value gaps here. This one was the one that was respected. Okay, you can see the bodies clearly respect it. Okay, retrace. Take out these little mini highs and then back down again. But see how the delivery from a fair, like see how when we combined a liquidity sweep and a fair value gap, it's a much better setup versus if this was just a liquidity sweep and we didn't even deliver from anything else, it would be way worse. So an example would be here. Let's say we got a long setup right here after sweeping low a day. Okay. And let's say we got the long setup here. We come back up here and we inverse this. Would this be as high probability as if we came down into the zone and then inverse this? No, this would be the lower probability trade because all we fit here is low day versus right here, we would have hit low day and hit the zone. So it's like a double confluence, right? So that's why I love using liquidity and a zone rather than just liquidity itself. It just makes more sense to me. There will be times you have to use liquidity still, but there's going to be times where you don't have to use it. Okay, now you're gonna have to go back to see what you like and what you don't like. Again, it doesn't mean you don't have to use just liquidity, but I like to combine the fair value gaps and liquidity. It just makes it a little better. But yeah. So if you got this far, comment the word book. A lot of you watching don't subscribe to my YouTube, which I'm not sure why. It's like 14% of people are actually subscribed. So make sure you do leave a subscribe button, or leave a sub, I mean, and then click that notification button. So appreciate you guys watching. Let me know if you have any questions, and yeah, peace.